Okay, and I am live. Welcome, everybody. Looks like a little change in plans today. Um, it was my understanding Roman was going to be joining me today for the new moon in Aquarius and solar eclipse readings, but perhaps um, the Mardi Gras party was just too much for him at Sherry's. So, you know what? Things happen, and maybe he'll pop in a little bit later. So, yes, it's Happy Fat Tuesday. Yeah. And Magus, guess what's in this cup? Mm, no marshmallows, but still good. So, so I hope everyone is having a fun day today, and of course, celebrating and drinking responsibly. It's the lunar, yep, for the horse, I believe, but I don't know enough about that. So I'm going to kind of stick with the Aquarius solar eclipse. But I'm sure if Irene Fire Horse pops in, or if anybody would like to share about the exactly what the meanings are behind, that's go right ahead, and I'd be more than happy to share. So yes, the Fire Horse, and Irene goes by Iron Fire Horse. So it's good to see you, Desiree. So I'm just going to get this party started. Um, so yeah, maybe Roman will join us a little bit later in the show. And each year is an animal and an element. Okay. All I know about the Chinese astrology is that I'm a dog. Oh. Which is kind of weird because, I'm mostly all about my cats, but I love my wolves. I love my doggies. Yes, beautiful new moon. And I want to pull up on my phone 10 spiritual meanings of a new moon, symbolism and astrology. And I thought some of these were lovely, or at least what she wrote. And this was an article by Patricia Brooks from 2025. And I love how she begins her article. You're a metal rat. Metal. So, hey, and despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. So there you go for you, my dear. So she starts her article and it says, have you ever looked up at the night sky where the moon is barely visible and felt a sense of mystery and possibility? That's the magic of the new moon, a time ripe with potential and charged with energy for fresh starts. Here, here. I absolutely love the new moons. I don't feel as scattered or as frantic as with the full moons. I mean, I love full moons, they're beautiful. But today was a beautiful new moon. I woke up, and for the first time, we got snow here in Ashland, and it is absolutely beautiful, everybody. Oh, Magus, I don't know if you got snow yet this year for winter where you are, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And it's so much fun because you're seeing the kids, with their parents outside making, snowmen and people playing with their dogs. It's wonderful. And yes, I sent you the picture. I can't wait to see some more a little bit later on. So we're just kind of going to learn because we all know the new moons are about new beginnings, a time to, for a fresh, clean slate, any projects that you want to start, any intentions. This is the perfect time to plant those seeds, and to give them energy and nourishment. So as the moon waxes and gains energy, so does the magic and the power behind your manifestation, whatever it is that you want to bring forward with those seeds. And yes, snow today so pretty. I know. Oh my goodness. So the new moon marks the beginning of a lunar cycle occurring when the moon is positioned between the earth and the sun. I always get that confused. That was always something I could never remember what position they were in. but they are in conjunction, which means they align perfectly at the same degree of the zodiac sign. The alignment makes the moon appear almost invisible in the night sky, shrouded in darkness. And those who, practice ritual, whether Wiccan, pagan, any other eclectic, or pagan based religion or spiritual religion, the beautiful idea is that even though we can't see her, whether grandmother moon, the mother moon, we can still, we know she's there. There's still a hint of her, and that we know that we're not alone. And so, yep, clean slate. And this is a good time to set intentions, goals, and focus. It's also a time to pause, reflect, and plant the seeds for growth. And for also doing any sort of type of shadow work where we can maybe, write things that we no longer want in our life, things that we wish to remove from us, to let go of. We can always, write those down, maybe burn them in a fire safe container, or just sit in meditation and maybe even light a candle. Some people prefer a black candle, which will help absorb any negativity from you, entertainment purposes only, allegedly, but we'll be able to draw forth any negative energy, emotions. It's a good time for like banishing. And for those who, walk, what's it called, the left-hand path, there may be some extra protections that need to go up, some hexing. But again, we all practice differently. And the hexing for more like protection and for protecting one's family. So a lot of power behind the new moon. And so when we look into the so we're going to look at the Aquarius. And let's see, 82 degrees. Oh my goodness. So the sign of Aquarius is associated with individuality, group dynamics, and innovation, ruled by the planets Saturn and Uranus, and is represented by the water bearer symbol. Now, I have a beautiful deck that I actually recommended to Lori Craigie Brook Witchery, because she did a wonderful video this morning sharing her astrology based or lunar based or cosmic based decks. And this is called the Heavenly Bodies. And the artwork is all created by the author, from what I understand, watercolor inks. She didn't do a separate card for full or new moon, but she does have the moon. And this is again all of her original artwork. And for the moon, it says satisfying emotional needs and nurturing self and others. So this is a good time to self-nurture, maybe create time for boundaries where we make sure that we don't overexert ourselves, where we make sure that we take just as much as we give, or even maybe taking step back for a Four of Swords, for some respite, for some self-care, and getting in touch with our dreams, connecting with our ancestors or our spiritual team. And I really love some of the things that the way she writes in this book. And it says here, whether it's a cocoon in your home or a loving place in nature, nest and connect with your sanctuary. Sink into your layers within, with nowhere to go, no one to be. Quiet your mind through meditation, a gentle walk, or journaling. What feelings, wishes, and memories float beneath the surface. Greet and explore everything you find, pushing nothing aside. So this is also a time with the new moon where if there have been things that we've been putting off just because we haven't been grounded enough or in the right mental place to be able to do it, to give us our full attention, to be able to focus. This is a time where if we have any uncomfortable feelings or things that have occurred to us within recent weeks or days, that we can kind of sit in those emotions, feel them, acknowledge them, maybe journal about them, and be able to work what we can through them, and then thank them for their lessons or their presence, and then set them aside if need be and move forward. So I'll read a little bit later on from this book. But what I do love about the cards that I want to share too is that Aquarius, yes, is the water bearer. It is about originality, philanthropy, and progressive imaginings, just to name a few. So that's her beautiful card. And they don't really show up because my light kind of washes them out, but they really are lovely. And you can see the little jug right up there. And this new moon is also going to be in conjunction with Leo. And Leo, again, is about self-confidence, loyalty, and creativity. And we'll take a look at that in a second. Aquarius is connected to the air. It's the element of air, which is open-mindedness, objectivity, and learning. Your sound went out. Uh-oh. Can everybody hear me? Please let me know. Aquarius is ruled actually by 2 planets, according to the article I found, and that is Uranus, which is about radical change. So, radical change. Don't we all love change? Okay, thanks, Jax. And also by Saturn. And Saturn is feeling restricted, experiencing struggles, and learning hard work and patience. So Saturn's kind of that little, thorn in the side, so to speak. But we'll take a look again. It's a fixed sign, which represents stability, persistence, loyalty, and dependability. So wherever you have Aquarius, whether it's your sun sign, your moon, or if there's a placement in it in your chart, take a look at that and see how that fits. And as part of the yang, it's the masculine energy, which is about proactivity, expression, doing, and moving, forward motion. Yeah, it must be the snow. We had a little bit of a quick on off with our power, but we're all good. And I bet you I keep wanting to call you Magnus because we've been watching Sanctuary, reruns of Sanctuary, Magus, and her doctor's name is Helen Magnus. So I apologize. And the house that Aquarius is associated with is the 11th house. I yinged when I should have yinged. And the 11th house is all about friends, like-minded groups, and why can I not say this? Humanitarian beliefs. So there we go. So I always love sharing, pulling those cards out and sharing. And also personality traits is about independent. Aquariuses are also very innovative, and there's the humanitarian part there. Pretty much what this all said, but what I loved is this article included colors and stones, because everybody knows I love my color. I'm my artist and my crystals. And so the common colors associated with Aquarius is sky blue and electric blue, while birthstones like amethyst and garnet are often linked to the sign. Flowers, the orchid, is often associated with Aquarius, symbolizing beauty and strength. And it finishes here with these associations reflect the essence of Aquarius as a sign that values both individuality and community. So we have that healthy balance between the both, striving for progress and understanding in a rapidly changing world. And don't we know that? So I'm going to take a quick sip of my cocoa. So yummy. So the new moon went in effect at 7:01 Eastern time, and is coinciding with the annual solar eclipse, marking a powerful time for new beginnings. Of course, again with the new moon, social connections with the Aquarius, and innovative thinking also with the Aquarius. And the eclipse is the first in a new Leo Aquarius eclipse cycle. So apparently there is going to be, like last year, a couple times they've had certain planets that were on this, had multiple with the eclipses, 2 signs that were together. And I love blue celestite. Oh, I do too. Wish I had my piece right here to be able to pull out and show it to you. And let's see, what else can we look at here? So these cycles can last up to 6 months. So we're looking at the first half of the year moving forward. So we are transitioning from the year of the water serpent to the year of the fire horse, which symbolizes a shift from introspection to activation and illumination. Let's see, what else can we look at here? Pretty much everything what we've already discussed. Be mindful of sudden changes or disruptions, especially with the solar eclipse. Nancy, Crohn's Intuition, sent me a really cool tarot spread for the solar eclipse. I tried it. It was amazing. I loved it. And one of the things with the solar eclipse is about breaking old patterns, old ways of thinking, old ways of doing, old ways of being. And it says here to use this period to release old patterns and adopt a broader perspective on life. But again, because it's the new moon, it's a potent time for fresh starts. So they work beautifully together. And I think that's just going to where I'm going to end it with all of that, because I'm still slowly learning astrology a little bit at a time. So I was thinking then, seeing that I do not have my co-host with me today, what I could do is, if people would like, folks would like, I actually have the spread that Nancy provided for me, which is the Solar Eclipse Tarot spread by Biddy Tarot. So if all you know who Biddy Tarot is, the Everyday Tarot, have that deck. I have the little tiny one, and it's a 4-card spread. And so I would be happy to use that spread for anybody who would like a reading, which I am going to pull up right now if anybody would like one. And let me take this additional banner down so we have room. So let's just do that. Oh, no, that's a Sacred Feminine reading. Wrong day, Heather. Okay, what happened here? Where is my new moon readings? There we go. Right day. Sometimes you have too many shows, right? So I know that there are a lot of other shows going on, so I appreciate everybody being here. And those who watch on playback, thank you. I had a fun time being on Sherry's channel for a little bit with her panel today. And I know Sabrina is going to be going on, I think, within the hour. So let's see. I have Jax already. So I brought this. So there's going to be 5 cards because I really wanted to bring my an oracle deck with me. And the one that wanted to come was the Talisman. Whoa. Jax, did you see that? Your card just went flying all the way onto the floor. And you know what? There it is. Oh my goodness. Well, girl, you exuding some power today. Alrighty. So, and I brought my Ethereal Tarot because it's like a shadow work, dark moon sort of deck. A flinger. There you go. So the first question in the spread is, what pattern am I breaking with this eclipse? And I'm going to move my laptop a little bit back there. Second, what can I now create in its place? Because when we remove something from a space, there's going to be a void that needs to be filled. So what can I now create in its space? So what something beautiful and new can I create in its place? Whoa. Girl, cards are flying all over. Well, Vixen's deck is kind of hard to shuffle too. He's got really long fingers, and trying to shuffle a deck this long, that's a job for Miss Tarot D, but so, all right. What can I now create in its place? Alrighty. What new cycle is opening for me? So what new cycle? Oh, and I really wish I had his book to go with this, because he's got some very interesting insights. Every author brings something really special to their decks. Okay, so last one is, what unexpected change may be happening around me during this solar eclipse? Okay, well, I don't know. Here, let's put you back in. And if you come out again, then we know that was the right card that was meant. And different one. Alrighty. So I am going to grab my talisman book, Jax, for this, because you got the elixir of life. But we're going to save that for the end. So for their first card, what pattern am I breaking with this eclipse? So you got the Six of Wands. And with this being in a slot for something that is being removed, something that's breaking, we'll kind of look at it from a reverse. We'll look at it as a reversal. And the traditional is about Six of Wands, about achievement, victory, success. So looking at this, what patterns are we breaking? Might have to be that constant sense of having to battle, having to win, because it can be very exhausting having to be in a certain energy for an extended period of time. So even though this is a card about achievement and success, we are looking at patterns where it's not something that we're constantly, I'm getting like fight or flight mode, where we're constantly having to be, like with the traditional, on the horse, some people looking down up at him, like, they weren't too happy that this individual won. So looking at it reverse, maybe thinking about, okay, I don't have to win every single battle. I don't have to, prove my achievements to everybody. I can just actually step back and not have to be in that constant flux of having to win, having to prove, because you in yourself already know of what you have achieved, what you have accomplished, and the successes that you've had. It comes at a cost. Yes, it can. So what can I now create in its place? Ooh, Jax, whatever you want. You got the Ace of Swords. So what is replacing that negative, that old energy, those old patterns, fresh new ideas, there's more sense of clarity. And to me, this is about communication, possibly even connecting, instead of it being the crown. They don't show the crown in this one here, but with it being the ace, tapping into that crown chakra energy, connecting more with your abilities, but also getting new ideas of things that you want to do that might be creative, new ways of being able to communicate your needs, helping others. This is again about communication, having to all those organizations and things that you have to call. The technology that's required. But with the ace, this is fresh new ideas coming through. Things are going to be maybe more clear, with that old energy gone. That allows that space for, like, okay, now that we don't think in that particular, I'm trying to put this into words the right way, because sometimes you can hear it, you know it, and then trying to put it into words. So this is now opening the gates. Okay, now I can take a deep breath. What new comes to me? Because when we're not bogged down by that energy of having to constantly, fight and win stuff, we're able to breathe. We're able to open up, and new ideas come in. And again, that's in all forms of, again, communication, maybe new projects, new technologies, education, and again, spiritual communication. So, what new cycle is opening up for me? I think I got you the King of Cups for you yesterday or recently. Did I not? The King of Cups has been coming up a lot. And so, what new cycle is that now you're going to be able to place from that sense of mature um, emotions. You're able to, or you exemplify more of, okay, I'm calm, I'm grounded, my emotions are in place, and you're able to maybe reach out more from a place of compassion, for others, especially those that sometimes try us, but coming from a place of compassion, feeling more like, again, that intuitive abilities, being more able to tap into that empathic ability that you have. This is also a card of, the cups are also artistic. And so you have that intuitive, artistic, and it's all grounded with that King of Cups energy. Yes, you are the mother, you are the nurturer, but you are also able to take that energy and be more grounded with it. I hate using the word mature, but I think this is where this exemplifies, because the Queen of Cups is emotion on emotion. So if you're a mom and someone pisses you off, or threatens a child or something, or gets into someone that you love's face, that's that double water. She's going to come out, if you know what I mean. And so with the King, this is more of an energy now where you're like, okay, this is how I can be more grounded. This is how I don't let people go after me emotionally. They can't trigger me. I know what they're trying to do, etc. And so with this King of Cups, you're going to be like, here, let me show you how it's done. I'm going to be compassionate. I'm going to be understanding. And I'm going to be more maybe in tune with not just others' needs, but more in tune with yours, so that when you're in that place, people can get your goat, so to speak. Now, wait a minute, where did it go? My phone went dark. Okay, so what unexpected change may be happening around me? Well, that King of Cups is a good thing to have. You just can't pop off choosing your battles. Well, you just read your last card. So you got the card of Five of Wands. So we are looking at conflict, some chaos, some battling going on. But again, with that King of Cups, you're in that place of foundation, solidity, and you're able to guide and control those emotions. But it's also beautiful because sometimes too, parents sometimes have to switch up roles. Sometimes you got to be that stricter father figure energy and say, like, no, I understand. I empathize with you and I love you, but this is what needs to be done. This has got to be what happens. So you're able to do that from a more nurturing but well grounded place. And so your talisman card is the elixir of life. And with the elixir of life, let's see. Mortality is a reminder that life is short. The elixir of life card does not offer immortality, but shows up in a reading to remind you that there are things that are greater than us. And by adopting this philosophy, we can become part of a whole that is of itself immortal. We want both simplicity and abundance, and seeing the pure energy connecting us can be liberating. So I'm seeing that with that Ace of Swords and that King of Cups. Acknowledging the laws of nature that govern the universe places on us the power and responsibility to create our own sense of meaning. Again, to that King of Cups. And the affirmation for this card is energy lives forever. But also here, our unconditional capacity. There we go. There's the King of Cups again. Our unconditional capacity for love and kindness is immeasurable and has the ability to remove all fear. So that was your solar eclipse tarot spread. And if we look at it from a new moon too, things that are brought up by the eclipse, we could maybe work on with this new moon to focus, to set those seeds, to write those down on a paper, put them under a candle or a crystal, something that you empower to build that energy to help you with that. So that's what I got for you, Caboose. People are like, Caboose. Yeah, she's usually the caboose in my readings. Christina, good day, my dear. It's always nice to see you popping up in chat. Oh, back to work. Oh, I'm sorry I missed you, Christina. But thank you for popping in, sweetheart. And Desiree, of course. I'm just going to take a sip of my, it's pretty much cold now, semi-warm, but still cocoa. It's still good. And when I was doing that reading, Jax, at one point my equilibrium went woo, like to the right side. So I don't know if that's, I'm trying to learn body hints too. So I don't know if there's something, with the right, but when I kind of got a little woozy there for a second, it was all kind of like making me feel to my right. So I'll just leave it as there. Because again, I don't do health or legal advice. That's for your professionals. This is for entertainment purposes only. But I do like to share when I get certain, what they call them, hits. I don't know what's the right word to call them, but yeah. I try to pay attention. You know why those cards came up. I'm dealing. Remember, King of Cups. You got this. And when you're able to take that step back instead of having to win and succeed, then you're like, oh, things open up. You get some new ideas are going to be coming through. Boy, these cards are really hard to shuffle. So, Desiree, what pattern are you breaking with this eclipse? Okay, what can I now create in its place? Because the universe does not like a void. Something has to replace. What new cycle is opening up for you? And what unexpected change may be happening around you? What unexpected change for the solar eclipse? Okay, and we're going to get a talisman card to add to that. It's like I can't do readings without one of my oracles. I mean, I could, but okay. So what pattern am I breaking with this eclipse? So we got the Six of Cups. And with this card in that particular placement in the spread, we're going to be kind of looking at like the reversal of that because, what pattern? Why would I want to break, that sense of nostalgia? Sometimes we live too much in the past. We wish we long for things that feel nostalgic to us, and they're nice to feel every now and then, but it feels like memories, emotions, connections to the past, whether they're positive or not, maybe is something that is needing to be broken. It feels like it's a negative pattern because sometimes we kind of like to retreat and try to live in the past or expect people or places to be the same as they were in the past. I experienced this quite a lot. So, at least recently. So this is a card acknowledging breaking those patterns of being, in the past, that are holding us back from moving forward. So we move that there out of the side here. And what can I now create in its place? So we have the Eight of Cups. So when you're able to, another cup. So this looks, the first couple of cards are emotional ones. So when we're able to start letting go of the past and not letting those things hold us, what do? We're able to walk away. We're able to leave behind what no longer emotionally fulfills us, sustains us, especially those people, in our lives. So this is a card of being able to walk away, moving forward to something better. Um, that beautiful emotional transition of letting go of those emotions, people's, places, and things that no longer support us, sustain us. So, what new cycle is opening up for you? So, right now you got the Tower card. And Desiree, this is a good card because the things that are broken from having to walk away and leaving things in the past that will probably cause some. It's gonna be structure damage. But what happens is that we're able to rebuild. So walking away from the past, those emotions allows us to build a better foundation, one that's more designed for us, that's more fulfilling, that's more sustaining. And so when we're able to rebuild our own tower, our own home, our own sense of self, that's a power that we can take in our own hands and we have that control. So this is a beautiful card of starting all over and rebuilding to your specifications and your needs and your wants. And then your last card here in the spread is what unexpected change may be happening around me. So I got the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands is that spark, is someone who is very curious. They're energetic. I actually pulled this card from a different deck for myself today. And so this is somebody who is very curious about their creativity, new ways of doing things. This is someone who is examining their own personal power, and how they want to and how they want to wield it. So this is a card of picking up that wand. What is it that you're curious about? What trails do you want to blaze? And having that sense of inspiration and empowerment from being able to do that. And I absolutely love that. And your last card, my dear, for Desiree is courage. So you're this tap like the strength card, tapping in. You are strong. The universe is acknowledging that. You know this within. It's going to take strength and courage to be able to walk away and to rebuild. Um, but in the long run, it's going to open up new creative avenues of inspiration, creativity. Again, that sense of empowerment, taking your power back and being able to direct that energy in new ways in your life. So that's what I have for you, my dear. And Tom. Oh, that was weird. I started watching and it wasn't loading the chat at all. Huh. So yeah, I'm solo. I think Roman forgot about the show today because it was kind of last minute. Unless we thought we had different days, but we're hanging out, we're chilling. Maybe he'll pop in and say hi. Let's see, what did Desiree say? Love the courage card line with beautiful flowers. Thank you. Well, those other cards, this is the time when we get that little kick in the backside, especially with the new moon and when we have a solar eclipse. And with this new Chinese fire horse here, from what I'm understanding, this is something that's going to like really, we're not going to be able to keep holding back. We're going to be pushed. We got to start making changes and doing things and not being afraid and having that sense of adventure, of spontaneity, and being able to, like the, what was the Aquarius? Innovative, taking that energy in, especially with that page of wands, how becoming more innovative. You're looking at that wand, you're grabbing that. It's like, okay, how can I be more creative? How can I be more innovative? How can I connect more with, you know, my own tribe, the right tribe? How can I connect really with myself? Because right now the cards are looking like this is a time for Desiree to let go of things in the past that no longer serves you, you know, walking away from things that don't emotionally support you, and that tower, rebuilding. So you're going to be rebuilding something that's going to support you in your goals, in your life, and who you are. So I absolutely love that. Still hasn't loaded Roman. Yeah, because Roman's not here. I don't know. So, but thank you for letting me read for you, Desiree. It's always a pleasure to see you, my dear, in chat. Um, so, what are you up to today, Tom? I'll wait to see if anybody else would like a reading. I know there's a couple shows. Popped into Sherry's chat earlier around 1:30, between 1 and 1:30. Hung out with her and a few folks, and then took a lunch break. And I think Sabrina's going live too. I think she went live at 5 o'clock my time, 8 o'clock your time. So, but thank you, Jax. So, yeah, I'll just chill for a few minutes here. And if there is anyone that doesn't want any more, if there is, Heather cannot talk. I think it's because I've got all these ideas that I want to start working on, and I'm excited. It's just like, Heather, chill, ground. We got Miss Tarot D's Florida water here. We spritzed that on a little earlier. So, but yeah, we'll see if anybody else would like a reading. If not, we can drop it. Hey, Lori, I brought that deck in case you watched. So what I did was I like to pull out the cards that represent the moons. And here's the Aquarius card. I really love this deck. They do the houses. It belongs in the 11th house. Aquarius is a yang sign. It's fixed. And Aquarius is ruled by, Uranus and Saturn. And these cards are like hand painted by the artist and the author. The box, everything are all connected to air. And Leo was in there because this lunar eclipse is going to be a cycle of a couple of them, where Leo and Aquarius will be on the same eclipse line. So, but yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful deck. Aries. So with the fire signs, they tend to use the candles with the hearts. The Mercury is one of my favorites because I love butterflies. So it's a very beautiful, beautiful deck. Very soft. I like it. So I want to share those with you. And I got an eye on one of those decks. I'm going to have to watch a flip through for. It's the one that was the small one. It was the astrological something. It was a little mini, and I absolutely love that. Can I do a collective read for everybody? I could. That's a good way of ending the show. Great idea, Desiree. So let me pull up my my spread again. Alrighty, so this is going to be there for the collective. What patterns, there go the cards all over again. What pattern, okay, so instead of saying what pattern am I breaking with this eclipse, what patterns are we as a collective breaking with this eclipse? What can I now create in its place? Because the universe does not like a void. Ah, I gotta. Okay, find a new way of shuffling these cards. I will take that. What new cycle is opening up for us as a collective during the solar eclipse? Because we really need some good news, especially us here in the States. And what unexpected change may be happening around us as a collective? Okay, that was kind of. I'm going to pull another one. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to honor that. Ah, okay. I'm going to take these last two. So there's going to be a couple extra cards. And then, of course, the talisman. Oh, after I shuffle, I'm going to show you really quick the book. Lori. Intuition. So, Lori, with the cards, you get this beautiful hardbound book. Again, all this is photographs of beautiful collage and scrapbooking that she does. And it has the color picture, and it gives different explanations for the cards, like keywords, omens. They talk about the cycle or the planet or the sign. So, and there she is in her beautiful studio. I love when I can support artists, It's a great feeling. Alrighty, so for the collective, we got some extra cards here. What patterns are we breaking with this eclipse as a collective? And because it is in that position, we have the Seven of Cups. So we have got to, we're going to start breaking through the delusions and fantasies of what is around us. Especially as a collective. This can be, this may resonate for you personally. It could may also resonate with your town, your state, your country. But this is going to be a period of time where enough with the sticking the head in the ground, basically, or daydreaming or pretending things are going to, I'm saying pretending things aren't going to get better, but the energy of things are fine, things are, no, they're not. There's going to be a lot of illusions are going to be breaking. People are going to be seeing past the delusions, the veils of the delusions that are presented to us. It's going to be like, they're going to be like the high priestess pulling back the veil and seeing, Wizard of Oz pulling back the curtain, what is behind the curtain. So this is a time where we're breaking patterns of fantasy, delusions, and, making sure that we start, making the right choices of, what it is that we're going to feel, what we're going to believe, what we plan, what we hope for. So this is going to really stir that up. Now, what can I now create in its place? Beautiful. The Ten of Pentacles. So there's going to be a beautiful conclusion of things of financial abundance, sense of safety, security. We're going to be feeling more grounded. Depending again to, on a personal level, this could be our personal health. This could be the health of, again, our communities, our countries, or places of where we work. But the Ten of Pentacles is about leaving a legacy. This is going to really shake and stir with those Seven of Cups, and it's going to start creating a path to more prosperity, abundance. This doesn't always have to be money, but there is going to be a beautiful inheritance of, maybe even inheriting traits, of our ancestors, forefathers, if you're looking at, government or politics, or spiritual leaders from the past for our churches or whatever your spiritual practice is. There's just going to be a very big influx is going to start to ripple and start to change with the solar eclipse. And let me just bring my thing back here. So what new cycle is opening up for us? I got the King of Pentacles. So this is going to be more of a sense of, again, not necessarily gender, but this is the energy of feeling grounded, feel like we're being taken care of. We're going to be financially more sound, physically sound, more, keep saying more grounded, but this is going to be us maybe feeling more safe in our homes, in our communities, that sense of security, stability. Things are going to be, again, from a place where the kings, they're the ones that provide. They are the ones that make sure that our needs are met. Whether our fathers, again, ancestor energy coming through too for us. And again, though, looking on a macro level, our communities, getting people to start taking responsibility and starting to think more from a place of kindness, compassion, a sense of plenty. There is plenty for all of us. Fin Daddy. I don't know what that means, Tom. So one unexpected change may be happening around us currently at this time. 5 of Swords. So there is going to be still a lot of people trying to pick fights, start battles. Sometimes we have to fight. Sometimes we have to make sure that the fight that we become involved in is worth it. And if it is, to, stand in our strength for that. But really, this just feels like the bullying that goes on in our families, in our communities, again, in our government, our religious institutions, maybe even our places of work. So this is going to filter all the way through. And is that going to be instant? It's not going to be overnight, but we're looking at a change in conflicts. And what I love about this, the unexpected change, we can look at this also as a lessening of conflicts. There's still going to be those who want to, egg us into, or I can't think of the one word I want to use instead of egging on, but really those who want to really get us into a battle or into a fight. A lot of that type of bullying, posturing. Sometimes ideas and words come to me faster than I can pronounce them or articulate them. My apologies. So yeah, there's going to be a change a coming. And so the other 2 cards that came out with that. So 7 of Swords. So things that we felt were stolen. So we're going to be seeing a lot of things, theft, things that were stolen, whether you can be considered. So again, I don't want to make this political, but it's right there. It's like the big elephant in the room. The 7 of Swords. It's also a card about strategizing. So it's looking at what was stolen, what was taken, or things are going to be that have been stolen or taken. For those who have done that, the card that came out with it, Instigate, is the Justice card. So we can start bracing for and looking towards more of a sense of justice, a sense of fairness, and some karma coming through for those particular individuals. I know that Kelly Maddox, I love her channel. She's in England. There are a lot of fascist groups trying to get into politics and trying to, just infiltrate over in England. I know my friend Jackie in Ireland, she says they've been dealing with stuff here in the States. Everybody knows what Tom fucking foolery, excuse my language, we've been going through here. But these cards, it showed to me, it gives me hope. that things are now starting to move towards a more sense of justice. How that's going to be, I don't know. I think justice for all of us is going to look a little different, but the places where I hope I see justice is going to prevail eventually. Um, so, and the talisman card, intuition. So this is about learning to tap into our intuition, feeling what we see, feeling what we experience, and not being judged to think, oh, that's factual. When we see something, we read something, or people that talk to us, they say something, but we don't quite feel their words, or we see things and actions that we don't quite feel quite right. Start listening to your intuition and start tapping into that and trusting that. And I think the more a lot of people do that, that is going to help a lot of folks be able to connect more to whatever their higher power is, their consciousness, their compassion. Um, and they're all that all seeing eye right there. Eyes are going to be opened, because of this. Eyes are going to be opened. So I'm hopeful. Um, Despite what I see, I try not to watch on the news. And I just, for my small part, I just envision protection around people, hopefully an understanding, justice. It would be a lot, but I want this to end up in an uplifting energy. But I like to look at the cards. It does give me hope. Truth would be nice. Yes, exactly. And Tom, I don't know who Finn Daddy is. Yeah, not quite sure. And yes, I feel hopeful too. We get to live through the amazing time of seeing hopefully groundbreaking historical changes. Thank you so much. That you're welcome. They said this is moving into a period of time when in history the last time we were in this particular where the planets are and everything is when the American Revolution took place, the French Revolution. Hopefully, we won't have to go into any type of civil like wars in our countries, especially ours. I mean, we've already lost people. People in other countries probably had known what we're dealing with here, people, innocent protesters being killed and stuff. And it's unfortunate that we have to lose lives to be able to really start making a change. And hopefully we can just keep focusing on it being one that is, the highest good for everybody, no more lives lost, keep the amount, any casualties of this type of war, to a minimum, and hope for the best, because a lot of times I think they want those powers that be, even the ones that hide in the dark, and I believe that they do, that there are, the way they pit us together and how they throw, viruses, diseases, all this stuff. Just the more we keep battling each other, those Five of Swords, the more we keep, feeling like we're being taken from, things are being stolen from us, like that like the Seven of Swords. That type of mentality keeps us in check because we're fighting each other, and they just sit back and they watch and they laugh. So I think the more, again, we get past that Seven of Cups, get past the fantasies and the delusions of, of what's going on, especially people who follow certain other political figures, and not just political, in our law enforcement, again, in our workplaces, in our, religious institutions. A lot more people are going to be held accountable for. And it's going to take a while, but I think you can only hope. It feels like we're almost at a Ten of Swords. We're so close to that Ten of Swords, where now the only thing that we can do is get up from the ground and just rise up, so, okay, others getting a little too impassioned there, but I'm really hoping. I was just saying the King of Pence was a financial daddy energy. Okay. Yep. Get Shannon on one of those tirades about corporations and things and stuff. So a lot of this has got to be Um, you know, it's got to be done from ripped from the inside out, from the roots, from the inside. Everything's got to be exposed. I mean, look at, the Epstein things that are being released. Are we going to know everybody? Probably not. But Deepak Chopra, I saw on one of the TV show what words and stuff they were using in the emails, and it's just so again, even spiritual institutions and leaders and individuals cannot escape this energy. We're all, like Jax would say, time to gird our loins, right? I gotta hold the light, yep, or we get ornery, and that's what they don't want us to do. They want us to stay in the dark, the fear, and just scrolling our phones all day long, or yeah. So, alrighty. Thank you, everybody who showed up, who asked for a reading, and who shared in chat and was willing to listen to me. I appreciate your love and support. And let's see, today is Tuesday. You know me. If the energy moves me, I'll maybe do another show this week besides my Friday show. I'm waiting to hear from a certain individual about Friday. I may have a guest, so um, hopefully I'll be able to make a thumbnail soon. No pressure, of course. But thank you, Lori. I know it's late over in Nova Scotia. What a beautiful, I know it's part of Canada. I don't know if it's Nova Scotia is considered, no, it's a province, I believe. Beautiful area. Hope to visit there someday. It's beautiful to see others, people who are passionate about our freedoms. That's right. We will make it. Yep. Good night, everybody. You're welcome, my dear. And I oh, I highly doubt that. They're so humble, you know. They just gotta stop. So have a good rest of your night, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.